So like anything, what for self-care or for our clients, a comfortable out of gravity position, if we have massage tables, all of us, then it's a great thing to use, right? Whatever the issue is, just like an entrainment methodology, you have two options. You could start at the toes and work your way up. You could start at your earlobes and work your way down. Most of the time it makes sense to start with where the symptom is. So let's say it's my neck. All right, that's where I do sometimes get stuff. It's not too bad today. But I'll start with moving the region, the neck, into a position that's more comfortable. Not quite, not quite. Maybe I take the pillow out. I see if that helps. And it did. For some reason, that is the comfortable position. I'm just
question why.
Just letting my body, just intuitively, that's more comfortable. Okay, what's the next adjacent thing I could move? Shoulder. Okay, so I'm gonna move that shoulder. All right, that seems to make it better. This arm, any of that really help? No, so the shoulder's good. What about the other shoulder? Okay, that's a little bit better. Now, the pelvis. That seems better. Let the hip. And I keep on just moving every part of my body until the area that we're focusing on is as non-symptomatic and comfortable as possible. Now breathe.
And it'll be different for every person.
Now, a few times, just rest into the position. You can make this very meditative, right? And this is where you could do a coached entrainment program even over the phone if you wanted to. I've heard about people doing systems like this. Now, I very intuitively move my way back out of that and try to, if I wanted to go, let's go back to neutral first. If I'm notating this in my body, I'm externally rotated at my hips, right? I'm flexed at my knees. My shoulders are elevated and my upper body is turned to the right. I'm going to try to notate that. I'm going to come back to middle, just to neutral, flat on the table. Observe how the area feels to start with, and it already is maybe better. But then, what's the opposite actions? Shoulders down, turn my head the other way. If I can, maybe seek a little bit of a stretch on the region. And then I know that my chest was turned to the right, so I'm going to turn to the left with that. That certainly increases the sense of a stretch. Now at my hips, I'm going to turn both hips in while keeping my knees in extension. And now I feel an exaggerated stretch in my right hip, which would potentially be associated with this left shoulder neck issue I've been having. So right now, if I do this, I have a stretch sensation occurring here and a stretch sensation occurring. I have a stretch sensation occurring in the left shoulder neck region and a sensation in the right hip region. And I could identify for myself that these would then be the areas to work on. And I just could move in and out of that as much as I want. Make it more comfy again. Maybe that changes. Maybe suddenly I'm doing something that's more, full, posing for a magazine. but the guy our guru is not wrong. That it can turn into slowly getting into these very unique, strangely exaggerated positions. Hold in that position, or hold the client in that position.
Or bolster them.
Yeah, bolster them in that position. Breathe. Wait for a while. You got to hold these for at least 30 seconds.
And the thing you got to do is go slow.
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 And then very mindfully coming back out of that slow. Because now even just against gravity, I am telling the muscles that would go in the opposite direction to shorten. And then there, and then try to, if I want to go a step further, go in the opposite direction. But these are principles that you could either coach a person to do, that you can use for yourself, or we have the benefit of integrating on table, using bolsters, using positioning, and in all of this, if you could, help the movement or be incorporating some massage, some direct pressure to a region while they do it. But anybody that makes it fancier than that it's not practical. It needs to be something that you can tangibly do.
So I know at least one of you, two of you have played around with the, don't go.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The craniosacral concepts. All right. And I had all of John Barnes. I taught with John Barnes. I didn't do up like I did all Barnes. Yep, he did.
Don't worry, I'm watching. You wanna build the table?
Yeah, don't step backwards. That's my trick.
I was noticing you're moving a little bit.
I'm trying to flatten my feet. Okay.
So I've got something here that looks like a cranial sacral hole. My fingers are in the back of his head, up around temporalis here. And then I'm just going to take it with what I would call a little bit of bind. Just give it a little bit of a traction, not a lot. And then I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to see what makes it feel easier up here or what makes it feel tighter up there. So go ahead and point your left foot down. And then
Your other left.
Yeah, I found it.
then you're right. So I get a lot of tug. Put your hands right here so that you can feel. Okay. Get just that little bit of. Okay. Move your dorsif or plantar flexia. Feel how that one's exaggerated? Okay. So I want to work towards ease, not towards bind. So I'm going to say point that foot up towards your nose there. Okay. Did you feel that? Let it up. All right. And then now flatten your left knee. Flatten your left knee.
I think it's more.
Okay, now flatten your right knee.
So it's back.
So that to me made it feel easier. Okay, so go ahead and on your other knee, go ahead and bend it. That made it pull more. Okay. All right, go ahead, Luke, and take it back out again. Get a little bit of traction. Okay, now bend your knee. Feel, okay. Now some of it is just the change in position. All right, so go ahead and slide this arm down. That made it tug. Okay, shrug your shoulder just a little bit. And some of this is just putting slack on the tissue. Do the same over here.
Right arm down, taut.
Yeah, and then bring it up. That's that actually right there made it looser. Turn your this arm palm up. That loosened it. Turn the other one palm up.
Left arm.
That actually tightened it a little bit. That's better. Nope, too much. There we go. Okay. Pull your belly in.
Palm down, right palm up.
Yeah. Pull it, just let it relax. Arch your back just a little bit. That changed the head position. Okay. And just let your breathe normally. So that's pretty loose in there. And then I've just learned to put a little movement or something in it.
So she's kind of shaking, rocking a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You got it.
All right, so that was all working to ease. I could do the same thing bigger with an arm. All right, so I'm going to do a hypomobile. Hypomobile. So which arm is messed up on you?
Yeah, they're both. I'm hypomobile so it should be
Which one did you break the collarbone?
the right one.
All right.
But the left one's is symptomatic.
Oh,
So it's where I'm limited in abduction
Yeah.
and
Luke's raising his hand kind of.
flexion.
okay. So, all right. I got to pick one. I'll pick this one.
Okay.
I have to pick one. All right, I'm going to take it to where it binds, but not beyond what I told you with the joint stuff. Okay, so I've got it internally rotated a little bit. Yeah, so that's a bind, yeah.
Renee can come up to the side of the table and feel too
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job.
with describing. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird position, but it looks really funny.
Okay, so I want everything to make it feel more bindy this time. All right.
And
So
you mean the shoulder, the glenohumeral?
well, he's got a broken collarbone in
Oh,
there,
okay.
so it's probably muscles
Okay.
that are binding it.
Okay.
And more
Okay.
muscles associated with the scapula.
All right. Touch your toes together. Okay. Externally rotate them both. Okay. Turn just one toe in. No. Turn the other one in. Nope. Bend your left knee. Okay, that gave me more tug.
More tug.
More tug. Okay, bend your other knee. Not so much. Okay, so the other one, go ahead and bend your other knee. Okay. All right, now look over here, just with your eyes. And then look the total opposite way. I see there I got some give. Just a little bit of give. Okay, so go ahead and look at it. Look away. I got a little more. And look at it. And look away. I didn't get much more at that point. Your other arm, reach for your opposite hip. All right.
His left leg is
And then bring it all the way up across your body.
bent.
There I got a big
His left arm is bent
move.
above his head again.
And again.
Now across. his
So
body.
that's tightening it.
Across his body.
And then bring it up. And then I got another little move with it. It should never hurt. This stuff should never hurt. Okay, bring your arms up over your head. And then out to the side like you had done. Picked up quite a little bit of movement that way. So as you are progressing in your professional development, and this is a little bit much for Liz, I think. But as you are doing that, you've got to learn to trust what you feel. That's why it was so important that I gave you that little bit of an idea of what bind feels like and what ease feels like.
You can just simplify the process. To me, this fits into those entrainment approaches where a person will say, you close your eyes, you focus on your breathing, and then you're perceiving a healing light hit your toes and your feet and working your way up your body. And these concentrated, like entrainment meditative approaches for the whole body. The therapist can be coaching this in systems in a very similar way, either holding in a gentle way or holding a symptomatic region and then saying, just move your toes around, find a place that's more comfortable. Okay, move your ankles around, find a position that's more comfortable. Move your knees around. You can keep it really vague and eventually just let them find that by you just saying, move each body area until you find a more comfortable position.